TunePocket.com. TunePocket.com.
Good day to everyone out there. Welcome to the Sean Farrell podcast. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. And let's get right into it. So, suicide versus suicidal. Okay. When someone is suicidal, when a person is suicidal, everyone considers it attention seeking. Everyone feels irritated. Everyone dismisses them. No one ever believes they'll do it. Okay? So that's suicidal. Suicide, when someone actually completes it, when someone actually ends their life by suicide, to everyone, it's considered a tragedy. Everyone feels bad. Everyone is present. Everyone wishes they saw the signs. Everyone wishes that they didn't do it. Okay. I know when I was having suicidal ideations, I know a good friend of mine, this was a couple of years ago, a good friend of mine, she was telling me, hey, just want to let you know that, I'm praying for you. And please find a counselor. She was just like, please, 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 please. Find a counselor, okay? Just find a counselor. Which I did. I did find a counselor. And it was, I have pretty dark times in my life. And there have been times where I've been suicidal. You can just ask some of my co-workers that I used to work with over at UPS, and they'll tell you that I showed up to work suicidal, with them not actually knowing that I was suicidal. Okay, so I would just say, speak up. Let's have real conversations. Let's be the voice. When you're at the end of your rope, always, hey, you can always call 988. You can always call 988. Okay? Always call 988. And let's save some lives by talking about it. Let's save some lives by talking about it, erasing the stigma, and just, like I said, just having real conversations. Because there are people out there who feel they have nowhere to turn. They can't speak to anyone about what they're going through, what they're feeling, because of the people who are suffering in silence, because they've been told, oh, you're attention seeking. And they're told that they just brush them off and say, oh, come on, man, you never do it. You never do it. And when someone says they're suicidal, they'll be like, Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Really. So everyone dismisses them, but let's take it seriously. Let's have real conversations. Um, I've had people who've told me that. I've had people who've told me they have thought about going to a bridge and just jumping off a bridge. Okay. I've had actual people who have told me that they think about um, just throwing themselves over a bridge because they have just those dark days. And let's be the voice, have real conversations, and let's talk about it. Okay? So, um, so I saw a post. So, messages for when it starts to get heavy again, when depression, anxiety starts to take hold, maybe even suicidal thoughts. Um, focus on taking one. Focus on taking things one day at a time. Looking too far ahead only makes things heavier. Remember, you're strong and resilient. You have been tested before and you've passed every time. You're doing better than your mind tells you are doing. Take a moment to breathe deeply and bring your mind back to this present moment. You don't need to figure everything out now. Healing isn't linear. Setbacks are a part of it, and they don't erase your progress. Yeah. So focus on taking things one day at a time. Looking too far ahead only makes things heavier. Like I said, I know when I wake up. I know when I wake up. Oftentimes, sometimes, when I will wake up at 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, I will already be thinking ahead to getting off work at 5 o'clock in the evening. And that only made depression, that only made the morning depression, even worse. Because again, looking too far ahead often makes things heavier. And then you wonder, and then you immediately start to wonder how you're going to get through the day. That's the way that I often woke up and often thought about. And it takes time to get out of that mindset. It takes time to get out of my mindset. Remember, you're strong and resilient. You've been tested before, and you've passed every time. How many times have we thought about suicide and not done it and not acted on those thoughts? How many times have we been in a deep, dark depression and it took time, but we came out of those? Came out of that. I see several posts about not acting on suicidal thoughts should be congratulated because it really does take a whole lot of strength and restraint to say, no, I'm not going to end my life. I'm not. You're doing better than your mind tells you. Take a moment to breathe deeply and bring your mind back to this moment. You don't need to figure everything out now, which I often guilty as charged. Okay. Um, you know, um, you know, you don't need to figure everything out for next year. You don't need to figure everything out for next month. You just need to figure everything out what you're doing right now in this moment. And you don't need to figure out what you're going to do at 7 o'clock during the day. You don't need to figure out what you're going to be doing next Saturday. The Bible says, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will have enough trouble of its own. Okay. Healing isn't linear. Setbacks are a part of it, and they don't erase your progress. And this is especially true in mental health when you're recovering from depression, you're recovering from anxiety, or when it comes to suicidal ideation. You're going to have setbacks. That's just part of the process. That's just part of the process of mental health healing. And I'll just go back to the second one. Remember, you're strong and resilient. You've been tested and have passed every single time. I've passed every single time. The people who are watching this, you have passed every single time. Okay? I'm gonna start importing some sports and a lot more sports analogies, because I think sports analogies that relate to mental health. So you're probably going to see me drop some football analogies as it relates to mental health. But battling the oppression, you got to manage your symptoms. You got to manage your symptoms 24/7. You can't turn it off. As I say, your symptoms can be put in neutral. Your symptoms can be put in neutral, but battling depression is sort of like this. Take a look.
The Super Bowl was the most dangerous of all. What once came easily was now fought for, one play at a time, in a season that tested the very fabric of the team. What sustained them was newfound stamina and toughness, and someone they've always relied upon, Joe Montana.
That's what battling depression is like. That's what battling depression is like. Yeah. A lot of hits, a lot of collisions, falling down. But it all goes back to the second thing that I mentioned. Remember, you're strong and resilient, okay? You've been tested before and you've passed every time. And notice that at the end, the narrator said what sustained him was newfound toughness and stamina, okay? So it's sort of like mental health. There is something that sustains you. There's something that sustains us all. From acting on suicidal thoughts. There's something that sustains us, that keeps us going through those dark, depressive days. So yeah, there's something that sustains us. I also saw this post by Fight Through Mental Health. I saw this post, and the post said, reminder, mental health / mental illnesses don't take a break over the Christmas season. It's a hard time of year for a lot of people, so please remember to reach out to loved ones who might be struggling. Even the strong ones, they may hide it. They may just hide it well. Okay? So, I was thinking about this morning, and this just came to me when I was on the treadmill this morning. Okay? This just came to me when I was on the treadmill, and I'm saying to myself, why did I not think of that in the previous videos that I made? So, I was talking about, okay. A few videos ago, I was talking about depression triggers. Okay, and I was transparent a few videos ago when I said that one of the triggers for me is seeing happy couples holding hands. I said that often I am very, very happy for the man or the woman who has found their soulmate. I'm happy for them. At the same time, there's a sense of loneliness inside of me because because I often think I wish that I could have what they have. I could find my soulmate, and it just gives you, and it gave me a sense of loneliness. It makes me feel even more alone. There's a depression there that you just can't find the one, and there's a depression there, a dark depression, and and this is what I was thinking about this morning. While it makes me feel that much more lonely, depressive feeling begins to come upon you that I haven't found soulmate, and it often feels like that. And it just kind of sort of reinforces a point that when you're oppressed and feel like that you haven't found your soulmate, it kind of feels like that I'm running out of time to find the one. Okay, that I'm running out of time. Okay, and so I just wanted to drop that in there. That's something that just came to me this morning. Okay, and I just mentioned Christmas season, mental illnesses, mental health doesn't take a break. Okay, I remember my last week at my second job. Okay, my last week at my second job, they were having one of the customers, clients, one of my higher stops. Yeah, let's say that. At one of the stops that I go to, they had the Christmas tree up, and they and while I was exchanging out when I was doing my thing, everybody gathered, all the nurses gathered around because they had like Christmas presents. They had like Christmas presents out, and as I was finishing up, getting the paperwork signed, all the nurses gathered around for their Christmas presents, and I sort of hurried to get out of there because I didn't want to be triggered. Because there will be a loneliness, there will be a depressive loneliness that would trigger it. So I kind of hurried to get out of there. So yeah. It's a hard time of the year for a lot of people, so check in on loved ones, even the ones who are strong, because we just may hide it the best. Okay? All right. That's it, and that's all for the Sean For Real podcast. I am out of here. God bless. Peace out.